Eternity is a word no longer in serious use. The truth it describes has been forgotten. So the word has no real meaning in the modern lexicon. It is often mistaken as a synonym for infinity, a different thing altogether. Children must be really in the dark if ever they hear the word. Nevertheless, what the word stands for hasn't gone away. It's us that have gone away from eternity in our panic flight into existence. Eternity is the place or state being reflected every moment as existence through the spacesuit. Eternity contains life, undifferentiated, the one self. If you look around you now at existence, you are seeing what is in eternity, what we call life. Only here, the original is being attenuated, stretched out like an elastic band, in time. There is no time in eternity. In eternity, existence as life is complete, finished, before it begins. In addition to everything that's in existence, eternity contains all that ever has been or ever can be. In other words, the totality of life, past, present, and future. But it takes an eternity of time for the spacesuit to project it all. Hence the inconceivable duration or timelessness of eternity reflected as existence. Please don't panic. This is not deep, not difficult, not boring. Don't run away. Don't escape into your memory and start thinking, drifting out into space. It's all very simple if you can just keep listening. While you are listening, you are actually traveling towards eternity away from existence, without having to leave existence. And unlike learning anything, you don't even have to try to understand. There's nothing to understand. Let me show you. If you're returning home at night, you don't need to understand where you're going. You only need to recognize where you're going. And that's what's happening here. You came out of eternity this way into existence. So the way back is familiar. Just hear the words and you'll recognize it. Don't think. Don't question. You're going towards home. The reflection in front of us of the eternalness of eternity, which I said was always there if you can see it, is the moment, what we call now. In the moment-to-moment flow of the now, there is no last moment, no next moment, only this perpetual moment, now. This ceaseless moment is the nearest thing in existence to eternity, the timeless. Further, like eternity or life itself, everything you perceive now is fresh and new. There is nothing newer. Even if it's a rotten apple you're perceiving now, it's the latest condition of that rotten apple. Only when you stop to think or to put your attention onto something do you go deeper into existence, into the past and time, and further away from eternity, the moment or the now. The key to eternity is that it contains no past. All is now as it was before existence began, and as it will be when existence ends. This simply means, and it is the simplest truth ever told, that if something you loved in existence has died or disappeared, it remains itself, changeless and pastless in eternity. The same applies to you. You, burdened as all human beings in existence must be by the pressure of past or age, have no burden in eternity. There, now, you are always yourself, pastless and free. The last thing I want to mention here about eternity is the substance of it. As I said a few minutes ago, every truth is reflected for us in existence, and that reflection is what I call its substance. In short, existence gives substance to eternity. If the moment is the substance of eternity's timelessness in existence, what represents its immeasurable quality in existence? Space. Space is the immeasurable substance of eternity. Everything exists in space as everything is in eternity. And space is in everything as eternity is in everything. We move and have our being in this reflection of eternity, space. Simple, isn't it? I'm now going to ask you to do something quite incredible. I want you to come with me into eternity. I'm going to ask you, don't do it yet, to close your eyes and be still, and I'll show you eternity itself. It mightn't last long because you'll want to dart back into existence. Still, you'll understand what and where eternity is, and with the practice of listening, you'll gradually find yourself getting there more often. So now, close your eyes, wipe out all thought, and be still. That was eternity. What was? That stillness, that first split second of emptiness before you started to think or doubt. As soon as you thought or questioned, you introduced experience into eternity, and it became existence. There is no experience in eternity. What happened was, you couldn't bear the isolation of it. You fled back into existence. That's okay. That's normal. I only wanted you to be there for an instant, so you would be able to follow the rest of what I'm going to say. Many people feel they can't even reach the stillness of eternity for an instant. But most do reach it without knowing it. The test, the confirmation that you are moving towards eternity, is if you are able to continue listening to what I am saying without needing to react, experience, or to try to understand. Look around you. The space you see between objects is the reflection of eternity. Nothing is as empty and still as space. So it's no wonder that a minute ago, when you entered or became the space inside you, which is the real thing, eternity itself, that you couldn't feel it, couldn't experience it, and that you should react by filling it with doubt or thought, or in short, running from it. In your experience, what is this eternity, this space within you, this inner space? It is mind, the one mind. Eternity is the void of eternal mind, mind before it comes into existence through the spacesuit and appears as the space of the universe. The universe is in the mind. I'm now going to show you the source of life, where the glory of the earth and the marvel of the spacesuit and yourself come from. To do this, I have to ask you to come on another journey. Close your eyes, relax, and be as still as you can. Don't try. Don't concentrate. Just be. What you are looking at with your eyes closed is the start of the eternity of mind. It is your mind. There can be no disputing that. It's you who are perceiving the darkness. But whose mind it is at any moment depends on what is in it. For instance, your memory is in that mind, so that makes that little area temporarily yours. Similarly, if you think about anything, you put that particular personal knowledge or memory of experience into it. And it is then your mind, no one else's, and certainly not the eternal. As everyone thinks most of the time, they think they have an individual mind, when in fact, all they are experiencing is their individual knowledge, in the one mind. I'm now going to put some original knowledge into your individual mind. This knowledge is not my knowledge, meaning it doesn't come from my limited memory or limited experience of existence. This knowledge comes from the eternal mind itself, beyond existence, beyond the spacesuit. This knowledge I'm going to give you is the truth, that is, the origins of the existence of life. When I put this knowledge, this extraordinary new energy, for that is what it is, into your mind, and if you can hold it there by keeping out your own limited knowledge and experience and references, your mind will become compatible with the eternal mind. The effect of this, either immediately or gradually, will be to still your little mind and its restless urge to exist as thinking in the memory, which only comes from its lack of real knowledge anyway, due to its incorrigible forgetfulness. And in time, your mind will become identical with the mind. The little mind forgets what it should remember, and remembers what it should forget. What I'm going to tell you now is just another one of the things its busyness has helped you to forget. Keep your eyes closed. Relax. Don't judge. Just listen. Eternity, the eternal mind, contains numerous ideas, supremely radiant cosmic ideas, each representing life in some pure abstract form.